Happy Friday, everyone. There's a few things I wanted to talk about in this video. First, I wanted to talk about the latest inflation reading for the producer price index numbers that came out this morning. I wanted to talk about that and how that would affect the Federal Reserve's interest rate cuts in the November meeting. And then I also wanted to talk about Tesla's We Robot event last night. First, the producer price index inflation numbers came out hotter than expected on a year-over-year basis at 1.8% compared to 1.6% in the headline number. And then for core PPI, it came in at 2.8% compared to 2.6%. So on a year-over-year basis, that shows that inflation's accelerating according to PPI. Remember, PPI is the cost that businesses are facing, or wholesale prices, producer prices. And the fact that those are going up is a leading indicator, you would say. However, month-over-month readings are more important in my opinion. The month-over-month for the headline number was unchanged compared to 0.1% estimated. And then for core, it came in as expected at 0.2%. So the fact that month-over-month for headline came in at unchanged, I think is a good sign. But either way, Fed fund futures are starting to price in a little chance that there might not even be an interest rate cut at all in the November meeting, with the 14% odds of that happening. Just a couple of weeks ago, we were expecting another 50 basis point interest rate cut in the November meeting. Now, it looks like 25 basis point cut will happen, but there's a chance that there could be no cut at all. And yesterday, Fed official Raphael Bostic said that there is a chance that he might want to cut interest rates 25 basis points from now until year end, and for one meeting, perhaps sit back and pause and hold to see what the incoming data is. So that's what he said. Honestly, there could be some truth to that. I mean, the inflation is still above the Fed's target, especially for CPI. CPI yesterday came in hotter than expected across the board. So what Raphael Bostic said, there's some truth to it. Why would you do all these interest rate cuts if the economy is humming along and inflation's still kind of high? However, I think the Federal Reserve should be a little bit more strategic in its interest rate cutting cycle. At the Federal Reserve meeting, Jerome Powell, this was the September meeting, Jerome Powell said it's time for a recalibration of policy. So I think the Federal Reserve shouldn't be overly data dependent in terms of each inflation metric or even each employment number, and be a little bit more forward looking at what the end goal is supposed to be. But either way, yeah, I would probably side with Raphael Bostic in this sense of that's probably what's going to happen. Just a 25 basis point cut from now until year end, maybe 25 basis point cuts. Certainly no 50 basis point cut. Obviously, we have to see. And then I want to talk about Tesla's We Robot event yesterday. The cybercab that Elon Musk was traveling in, there was no driver, there was no wheel. It was pretty cool. It looked like a lounge. And Elon Musk and Tesla also unveiled what's known as a cyber van or robo van. Could fit like up to 20 people in like a lounge, almost like a party bus, and it could also transport goods. So I would say that this event was very big on vision, but very light on specifics. There was a little bit of a letdown that a lot of investors were thinking that a cheaper Model 2 version would be released, and however, that wasn't. Elon only really spoke about the robo-taxi, and that'll come out, when that'll come out, as well as the robo-van, which production, he said will likely be before 2027, most likely 2026. So we have a long wait for that, and investors didn't necessarily like that. They want to see some more concrete specifics, especially in the short term. And then also, but in my opinion, this goes to show you that Tesla is really more of a technology company than a car company. The innovation that was seen in these videos and in terms of the car driving without any wheel or controls, and then Elon Musk also unveiled the latest Optimus robots that look pretty cool. This is certainly a technology company and will certainly lead the way in innovation compared to the other auto manufacturers, in my opinion. I think it's a different ball game. But investors were looking for a little bit more concrete evidence in the short term. Elon Musk did give some specifics about unsupervised full self-driving for current cars, Model 3 and Model Y will likely happen in next year in 2025. So that was some good news. But a lot of investors want to see the growth rates of those vehicles, of those current vehicles, Model 3, Y, S, and Y pick up now. So overall, investors were a little disappointed. They didn't get that cheaper Model 2 car in the near future. But I think, with Tesla, you got to stay tuned. You got to be on board for the long-term vision. But overall, I would say the vehicles and the robots that Elon Musk unveiled yesterday at the We Robot event were pretty cool. And I'm still bullish on Tesla in the long term.